On Osrc News at 7, parents make last-minute shopping as schools resume for 2022-2023 academic session. NDLEA nabs ex-convict with cocaine at Lagos Airport as police authorities arrest notorious bandit in Zamfara State. Catholic Church lifts ban on Keys of Peace after 30 months suspension due to COVID-19 pandemic. From the foreign scene, bus crash kills 27 people in southwest China. Good evening and thanks for joining me on the news. My name is Remy Allen. As schools resume tomorrow, parents have begun preparations in earnest, particularly to ensure their wards are well armed with necessary logistics. Juliet Buna visited schools and bookshops and now reports.
In the heart of Ojaoba in Akure, the Ondo State capital, is this busy spot, with parents engaging traders to purchase instructional materials for their wards.
Money now we want.
It's barely hours before public and private schools resume academic activities for a new session. This is evident as the market here is bustling, with parents sorting out necessary logistics for their ward. Traders jostle to sell their wares as they beckon on buyers to patronize them. Resumption necessities such as school bag, notebooks, among other items, topped the list of most demanded materials ahead resumption.
Things are so high, just too high.
It's too high.
Since the girl bought last year, wooden ruler, the pack of a wooden ruler was 400 naira.
It's too high.
The price is just at the junction there, they say 900 naira. How see the difference? Within the short time. 900 naira, from 4 to 900 naira. Can you imagine the price?
Parents head straight to the notice boards to ascertain that their ward who took part in the last common entrance examination are shortlisted for post-primary education. Some of the students getting set for resumption bore their minds on how the current economic reality has deprived them of the normal materials they get.
I was expecting something plenty, but now the things I want I can't afford because I can't see because the things are too high.
Of secondary school, I feel at and I pray the teachers to teach me well. I pray everyone should help me to pray that I should promote to the next class. I bought my school uniform, I bought my book, I bought my lockers, I bought everything I need.
The federal government had announced September 19 as a resumption date for schools.
Security of lives and property should not be left to government alone, as everybody has roles to play. The coordinating Commandant General, Nigeria Legion Corps of Commissioner retired Brigadier General David Buba Shaljabe made the assertion while addressing members of the Corps in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Osrc reporter Zimo Ebeme covered the event, and the report is presented from our studio.
The Coordinating Commandant General, Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissionary, retired Brigadier General David Buba Shaljabe, was on a tour round states of the country to assess the welfare of members of the Corps and find new modalities for its development. Addressing the Corps members, Shaljabe thanked members of Ondo State Command for their unity and understanding. He appealed to other security outfits to partner with the Nigerian Legion and give them necessary information that would enable them overcome current security challenges.
You must be very, very disciplined. Humility is not discipline. You have to know that it's not just humility is different from the law, but discipline is going to be, that is our bedrock.
The chairman, Ondo State Legion, retired Colonel Oluapata, and the Ondo State Commandant, Nigeria Legion Corps, Oluboyede Smart, appreciated the efforts of the Coordinating Commandant General, Nigerian Legion.
Please, let's join hands to move this cause forward. People who are looking unto us, we should be disciplined. Officers, the men are looking on you, and I don't want you to be disappointed. We are able to collaborate and have synergy with other security agencies, and we have been partnering together.
Retired Brigadier General David Buba Shaljabi visited the commandant of the 32 Artillery Brigade, Brigadier General Mukhtar Adamu, and Ondo State Commissioner of Police, Oyediran Oyeyemi, who was represented by DCP Yemi Oyeniyi. They assured the Legion of their cooperation at all times.
Listening to the areas of concern of your corps, and I believe it is apt, the creation. So we here in the 32 Artillery Brigade will continue to support your corps, and of course the Nigerian Legion, ensuring that together we provide the necessary security required to keep our area of responsibility safe for everybody to live in.
To assure you that the police force is a force that is ready to collaborate with everybody that are lawfully formed, who are into lawful business.
The tour ended with the presentation of souvenirs to the retired Brigadier General David Buba Shaljabi in appreciation of his visit.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has arrested an ex-convict, Onyeka Madukolu, at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi disclosed in a statement saying that the 44-year-old man was nabbed for importing over 5 kilograms of cocaine concealed in cans of deodorants and ladies' lip gloss into Nigeria. Babafemi said Onyeka, who was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment in Ethiopia for drug trafficking offenses and released from prison in 2020, was again arrested at the Lagos airport on his return from Sao Paulo, Brazil, via Addis Ababa on an Ethiopian Airlines flight. The statement said, during preliminary interview, the suspect claimed to have gone into the drug business to raise fresh capital to start a legitimate business after his release from Ethiopian prison in 2020. According to the anti-narcotic agency, the suspect, a father of 2 kids, one each from a Nigerian woman and a Brazilian lady, said he was in the motor spare part business before going into the criminal trade. Police authorities in Zamfara State have arrested a notorious bandit and an informant in his efforts to fight criminal elements in the northwestern state. Also arrested are a fake military officer and other suspected criminals who supplied arms, ammunition, foodstuff, motorcycles and military uniforms to bandits in the forest. Spokesperson of the command, Mohammed Shehu, while parading the suspects at the police headquarters in Gusau, said they were arrested by the police tactical operatives during intelligence-led operations in some criminal hideouts. Some weapons were recovered from notorious bandits and other criminals in Zamfara State. According to the police public relations officer, exhibits like a locally fabricated revolver gun, military camouflage uniform, fake military ID card, and other dangerous weapons were recovered from the fake soldier identified as Zaino Lawal. The leadership of Missionary Birth Attendants Association of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, has called on the state government to recognize its activities in the scheme of health in the state. President of the association, Ruth Arisonyi, made the call at his first award seminar conference held in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Julia Bunan reports that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu was presented an award of excellence and decorated as Grand Patron of the association.
It's the first award and seminar conference of the Missionary Birth Attendants Association of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter. Beyond being a ceremony to recognize outstanding contributions, it was a session for members of the association as medical experts took them through the nitty-gritty of care for women during pregnancy, labor, and birth. The president of the association, Mrs. Ruth Arisoyin, said the program is to further enlighten members on the importance of cleanliness in the course of delivery of pregnant women. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by Special Advisor on Health Matters, Dr. Francis Faduyile, appreciated the association for its efforts in complementing Ondo State government's activities in the health sector.
Mr. Governor is happy to be associated with you. Mr. Governor wishes to tell you that in everything we do, moderation is important, and let us stay within the
Health experts, including the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Banji Ajaka, Dr. Thomas Wilson Ikubese, took turns in delivering lectures that center around malaria, female genital mutilation, among others.
Nature àti nurture. Nature ni ìṣẹ̀dá bí a ṣe dá wa pé a dá wa bí obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
According to WHO, another predisposed to dangers of malaria and pregnancy. It could be asymptomatic or it could be undetected, depending on the immunity of the
After a robust engagement on reasons midwives should be professional in the discharge of their duties to reduce mortality and morbidity of mother and baby during pregnancy and afterwards, the arena was opened for presentation of awards to deserving individuals. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu was decorated as patron of the association and honored with an award of excellence. Members of the association look forward to a sustained program, just as they said this first edition has broadened their horizon in midwifery activities. Juliet Buna, Osrc News.
Still taking health-related stories, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says vaccine-preventable diseases are still ravaging the country. NCDC Director General Dr. Ifedayo Adetifa stated this during an interview where he highlighted the agency's plans in addressing the issues. According to him, Nigeria is paying the price for the low vaccination rates for a number of vaccine-preventable diseases. He said the development is due to some factors, including the reluctancy of citizens to make themselves available, particularly in semi-urban and rural areas. The NCDC bar stated that ailments such as yellow fever, cholera, and meningitis continue to take a toll on human health within the country because the momentum for vaccination was also interrupted by the arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that health agencies are restarting awareness campaigns. In the meantime, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria has directed the resumption of the liturgical practice of handshake, popularly known as Kiss of Peace, about 30 months after its suspension. The suspension followed the declaration of the COVID-19 pandemic by the World Health Organization as global emergency. The lift in suspension decision was taken during proceedings of the just concluded second plenary of the Bishops' Conference, which held in Olu, Imo State. The directive was contained in a memo by Reverend Father Cosmas Uzoigwe, personal assistant to the President of the Bishops' Conference, Most Reverend Lucius Ugoji, directing that the traditional shaking of hands, Kiss of Peace during Eucharistic celebration and other events in the liturgical celebrations of the Church should resume. Away from Earth Stories, 24 Nigerians have filed a lawsuit against the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for failing to give them and other 7 million Nigerians adequate time and opportunity to complete their voter registration after they have carried out their registration online. The plaintiffs, who are suing for themselves and on behalf of 7 million other Nigerians, want to complete the registration process so that they can obtain their permanent voter cards, PVCs, and exercise their right to vote. INEC recently disclosed that out of over 10 million Nigerians who carried out their pre-registration online, only over 3 million completed the process at a physical center. In the suit before the Federal High Court, Abuja, the plaintiffs are seeking an order of mandamus to direct and compel INEC to reactivate its continuous voters registration exercise to allow the plaintiffs to complete their registration and collect their permanent voters cards, PVCs. No date has been fixed for the hearing of the suit. You are still watching OSRC News at 7. We'll now go on a break. Please stay with us.
Announcing the world-class secondary school, the Royal Ambassadors College, Akure, provides Nigerian-British curriculum, personalized teaching, where every child's peculiarity is catered for, state-of-the-art learning facilities, preparation for international examinations such as SDT, TOEFL, conducive teaching and learning environment, local and foreign excursions, qualified teachers, boarding facilities of international standard, and midday meal for day students. Royal Ambassadors College, Kilometer 1, Benin or Highway, after Federal Girls College, Akure North Local Government Area, Ondo State. Or now for admission into JSS 1, 2 and SSS 1 classes. Enquiries 090-3253-1766 or 081-46-303-496. Email info@royalambassadorscollege.com. Website www.royalambassadorscollege.com. Royal Ambassadors College, citadel of godliness and knowledge.
Thanks for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. After 35 years as a public servant in Ondo State, Mr. Sunday Ajongbolo has bid farewell to public service. Mr. Ajongbolo retired as a Director of Media and Protocol from the State Public Service Training Institute. Julia Bruna has details.
Over the years, Mr. Sunday Ajongbolo has written his name in gold in the media space of Ondo State. He was a former staff of the Ondo State Radio Division Corporation, OSRC, where he rose through the ranks to the post of Deputy Director of News and Current Affairs Department before he exited for the State Public Service Training Institute. Mr. Ajongbolo's contributions to media development is why colleagues in the pen profession joined in celebrating him as he retires from public service. Mr. Ajongbolo is leaving the public service as a Director of Media and Protocol at the Public Service Training Institute. The former Permanent Secretary and Director General of the Institute, Dr. Deji Akinwalire, and the incumbent, Mr. Jide Ekpobumene, described Mr. Ajongbolo as a thoroughbred media professional.
Sunday Ajongbolo, we were classmates. We did a postgraduate diploma in journalism together. He has been a good friend, a social friend, a very good friend. And we meet regularly.
The little time we had to engage ourselves, it was highly productive, very meaningful, and very, very impactful. He was always coming to share ideas with us on how to be able to adequately publicize this place and how to make PSTI work more efficiently and effectively.
Colleagues described Mr. Ajongbolo as a cerebral journalist whose impact continued to reverberate in every area of Ondo State's media sphere.
The person that I would describe as a gentleman, straightforward, humble, and he pays attention to details.
He carries your burden as if it were his own, you understand? In the social aspect of life too, it's very wonderful, but all round, I think Mr. Sunday Ajongbolo is a very wonderful person. I can only wish him well as a retired.
He spent 35 years in service. Some people are looking for the day like this, but it couldn't happen to them. But not because we know how to do it, not because I'm too prayerful, but God's consigned for him.
Flanked by his wife, the celebrant, Mr. Ajongbolo, said the success of his 35 years in the public service is a product of support from family, friends, and colleagues.
I enjoy the period I was in the broadcasting industry. It was a moment for me. And I want to appreciate everybody I have met in the course of that 35 years. Imparted person to play in my life.
For Mr. Ajongbolo, it is a new phase to explore further opportunities for growth. Juliet Buna, Osrc News.
Life, they say, is in phases. Mr. Francis Ojo has completed another phase of his life as a worker at the Ondo State Public Service for uninterrupted 35 years. Ondo State civil servants, serving and retired, family members, and loved ones joined the celebrant and wife at the pens down ceremony in Akure, the state capital, to give God the praise for the successful service years. Omoriola Igbeji has details.
This was the mood of Mr. Francis Ojo, who danced into the decorated hall alongside his wife, mother, and loved ones, showing gratitude to God for the successful service years. Pens down ceremony was performed by the Ondo State Accountant General and Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Tony Ojo. Praising the celebrant for his dutifulness and humility while in service, the Ondo State Accountant General said, Mr. Ayodele Ojo is a passionate worker whose attitude to work is worthy of emulation. Chairman on the occasion, Justice Aderemi Adigoroye, relatives, church members, neighbors as well as professional colleagues testified to the good works of the retired public servant. To the celebrant, Mr. Francis Ojo, enjoying God's mercy in public service for 35 years without blemish is worth celebration. He promised to now focus more on service to God and humanity.
The road path is full of thorns and tough too, but I thank God that God allowed me to walk freely without any itch. And I can say, without missing word, that I've run my race well in the civil service.
His wife and children also thanked God for the life of the celebrant.
I thank the God Almighty who gave him the strength to do it. You know, it's not everybody that can do it and succeed, but we thank the God Almighty that is with him from the beginning to the end of the time.
So I'm very sure I can say to everybody here that they know my father is a good person.
he was never a bad person. Everybody who came here to celebrate with him. And I'm very happy for everybody who came here.
Mr. Francis Ojo started his civil service career in Ondo State in 1987 as a clerical officer on grade level 4 and rose to the position of Director Accounts, grade level 16, after traversing the length and breadth of the civil service in Ondo State for 35 years before he retired as the Director, Treasury Services, Office of the Accountant General, Ondo State. Omoyo Lahunwiji, Osrc News.
Minister of State for Transportation, Prince Ademola Adegoroye, says the impactful life of late Lady Evangelist Grace Akeredolu, mother of the Governor of Ondo State, is worthy of emulation. Adegoroye, while condoling with Governor Akeredolu and family members in Ibadan over the passing of their matriarch, described the late non-Nigerian as strong pillar of the family who labored to raise her children in the way of God. Adegoroye congratulated the governor and his siblings on the peaceful passing of the late Lady Evangelist. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the governor also played host to delegations of Anglican bishops, royal fathers, and former First Lady of Oyo State. The report.
The Kokpindogba residence of late Mama Grace Akeredolu has continued to play host to a number of eminent Nigerians who are commiserating with the family following the demise of the Lady Evangelist. The latest to visit Governor Akeredolu and his siblings were the Minister of State for Transportation, Prince Ademola Adegoroye, and the former First Lady of Oyo State, Mrs. Florence Ajimobi, as well as the leadership of the Nigerian Medical Association in Ondo and Oyo States.
As we prepare to send Mama off, I pray that the Almighty God will keep every one of us.
It is always a rare privilege in this era to celebrate life at 90 and in good health.
We're here to commiserate with you on the demise of our mother, grandmother, and great. Mama has lived an exemplary life that is worthy of emulation.
Governor Akeredolu, while thanking the people on behalf of his siblings, said they will miss the regular and fervent prayers of their mother. According to him, the children and other family members will strive to uphold the legacies of the late mother.
For us, there is not someone so close. But I said so a number of times that I believe it was a good time to go. It can't be better than now. My dad died about 40 years ago. He's lived 40 years plus 1 month. My father died in 82 in August. She died 2022 in September. And the young man left about 7 of us. And 7 of us are alive today. No, what is also thank God.
The delegations of traditional rulers from Ikbele, Ojomoluda, and Iyere in Owolo government area of the state, as well as the Ajobu of Araromi-Obu, Oba Aderemi Adelola, and Asin of Okaodo in Iwaroka, Oba Pius Akonde, also visited the governor to commiserate with him. Governor Akeredolu, while appreciating them for identifying with the family, noted that the late Lady Evangelist lived for the children. The visit was rounded off with the presence of religious leaders from the Anglican diocese led by the bishops of Owo and Ibadan North, just as the choir group and committee on Memorial Park and Garden of the 18th Church, Jericho, Ibadan, and St. Anne's Anglican Church, Molete, also registered their presence. Governor Akeredolu thanked them for the visit and urged more prayers for the family. From Ibadan, Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
And with that story, we'll wrap it up tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Good evening.